All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again here to Rockin' the Mic. Brian Schenk hanging with you here on good old KQCK Radio. Heard exclusively on KQCK.com worldwide. We got them all over the place, and they're lining up, and they're here to listen to one person. That's not me. It's the next guest that I have coming on the phone here. He's going to be rocking the mic with me. 25 million albums, an accomplished actor, performer, musician, now author. Has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's got everything going on for him, and why not? He's been doing it since he was 13 years old. He's my next guest right here on Rockin' the Mic. He's the great Rick Springfield. Rick, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. It's good to hear your voice. I'm obviously a longtime fan. I go back to the General Hospital days, of course, with Dr. Noah Drake. I remember my sister watched that pretty much only for one reason. That was because of you. And my wife to this day still watches General Hospital since 1981. So go figure that out, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. You know, I know that you're really busy and everything, and we're so glad to have some time with you here today. I know you got a heck of a schedule. The biggest thing going on this Saturday at Comerica Theater here in Phoenix, you and Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo putting on one hell of a show. I can't wait to see it. How's the touring going for you right now?
It's great. It's a great bill, actually. Two really strong bands and a lot of great songs, and it's a good match, you know, the boy-girl thing. So we've been rocking it hard. I have a thundering band, and you know, we do all the hits and some new stuff, and it's really a blast. Nice.
You know, speaking of the old stuff and whatever, as you call it there, I just played we sometimes, you know, radio stations play what they call 6-packs. I did it a step better. I made an 8-pack for Rick Springfield. I played all the great songs while we're waiting for your call, and I know all the fans out there just love your music and your website and Facebook. You've got a great connection to the fans out there. And let's face it, Rick, I mean, without the fans, you wouldn't be still doing what you're doing today, I imagine.
Yeah, I am very thankful for the fans, and it took me a while to get that it's really about them and not about me. So we're very fan-friendly. We have, you know, sound check passes. People can come in and watch sound check, and
cool.
And you know, we do after show meet and greets and things. So, and we actually have a whole week where we rent out a Club Med. We're doing this in March. We do this every year, and you know, and people can come down and drink and party with us for a week at Club Med. It's awesome.
Wow, that sounds great. Yeah, I'd love to go to Club Med, and especially if I knew Rick Springfield was going to be there having some beers with me. That'd be awesome, man. I love that idea.
Yeah, we just sit around the pool, you know, and play guitar, or we do different shows, electric shows, and have guests, some soap opera friends and musician friends come down too. But it's really a great time.
That is cool. That is really awesome. Rick Springfield here rocking the mic with us here on KQCK Radio. We talked about it, Comerica Theater. Now, have you played Comerica before? I'm pretty sure you have.
I think so. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona. We've got some great music fans out here, and the thing about all the bands that come out here, I mean, this is a really excellent stomping ground for some of the great bands like yourself. And we had Air Supply come out here. The Go-Go's are coming out, and 38 Special and whatnot. I mean, the 80s music, there's something about it. I think that Charlotte Caffey from the Go-Go's last week on our show, she had mentioned that it really has carried on and held its time, and generations have skipped where the younger kids now are getting into it. My two daughters are 17 and 14, and I'll never forget when I used to drive them to school. They'd always sit there and go, "Daddy, can you play Jesse's Girl? Please play Jesse's Girl." And I'm not kidding you. At that age, I mean, it's and they loved also the other one that they really, really loved was Human Touch, because when the chorus comes in, we all need the human touch, and they in the back seats in their little chairs, they'd sit there and go, "Human touch," and that's all they would remember is human touch. But I'll never forget it. It's a big part of my life as a father growing up with them, so that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
we actually did a show in Kansas City last night, and I go out into the audience actually during Human Touch, and there was a whole bunch of 20-something-year-olds out there singing along. It was awesome.
That is cool. You know, there's younger fans too. Like I said, my daughter started when they were about 7 and 4, and you know, when I played the Rick Springfield Greatest Hits on the disc, you know, a lot of times they don't like my music. They may not like certain things that I play, but when I put the Rick Springfield disc in, they're like, "Dad, turn that up," and they are definitely fans of yours. So that's a great feeling, I'm sure.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Now, you know, Rick, you've also got some other music that I don't think that the mainstream media really gave you a lot of credit for. I'm talking about Songs for the End of the World. This is a really good album. This came back out in 2012. I had a chance to sit down and listen to pretty much every single song here preparing for our interview. And there's some great stuff here because Somebody wrote a comment on here on Amazon and said, I brought my girlfriend to a concert for Rick Springfield, not really knowing who he was that well, meaning his girlfriend. And she was so impressed and surprised with the way you've really kind of taken today's sound, so to speak, if I can use that term, and really kept it alive with your true roots in the music business from 40-something years ago. A really nice compilation of music here on your album. I really like this disc.
Yeah, the Songs for the End of the World, I think, is one of the best albums I've done so far. I think the last three albums I've done, Drop, Denial, Anger, Acceptance, and Venus and Overdrive, and Songs for the End of the World, are the three best records I've recorded so far.
Absolutely.
And, it's very important that I keep looking forward, which is why our live shows don't really feel like a retro show. They feel like a modern show because, we're still playing new music and the old songs we play, they're played with a lot of energy, and it really all goes really well together.
Without a doubt. We're talking to Rick Springfield right here on Rockin' the Mic on good old KQCK Radio, right here in Santan Valley, Arizona. And if you guys get a chance, go on YouTube and check out some of the videos for Rick Springfield with some of his recent concerts. I mean, you talk about energy personified. I mean, you look like you're 19 again, Rick, and I'll tell you what, you really play with such passion and love, and you can just tell by watching you on the stage this day here in 2014, you still really enjoy what you're doing, and it's a real blessing, I think, to be able to do that.
Yeah, I love playing live. It's really my connection with people because at home I'm a bit of a loner. So this is my party self. Gets out and hangs with people.
What do you do when you got some time off? Do you just read a book or go somewhere and have a beer somewhere or whatever? What do you do when you don't have any concerts ahead of you?
Well, because I travel so much, I like to stay home.
Sure. Stay by that pool and prepare for the Club Med and meet and greet with all the fans, I bet. That's awesome. Hey, you know what? May 9th of this year, you received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. How cool was that to get that? Because not a lot of people, not everybody who's in the business gets one of these. This is pretty special.
Yeah, it was great. It's a part of old Hollywood, and so it has a cool factor because of that. It's about 2 blocks from where I used to live when I first moved to America in 1972, so it's just around the corner from there. So that's pretty interesting too.
That is cool. The New York Times bestseller list, you're also on that as well. Magnificent Vibration. Tell us a little bit about this book, because this is a novel by yourself here, and I was trying to read a lot of the reviews and excerpts, and boy, I'll tell you what, you've got some excellent reviews on here from like Variety Magazine and Booklist and all these other people and whatnot. I mean, how did this all come about?
Well, I wrote my own autobiography without a ghostwriter, and that did really well, and my publishers liked my writing style and suggested I write fiction, so this was the first shot at it, and the reaction has been fabulous. I'm very pleased with it. That's cool. The story is about a guy a 32-year-old guy who's just gone through a brutal divorce and hates his job and hates his life, and he finds God's phone number in a self-help book and calls it, and it is actually God, and God has a bit of an attitude and is kind of pissed off at the way we've been manhandling her beautiful planet, and it goes south from there, but it's a lot of twists and turns, and we do have some great reviews from real literary magazines, so I was very, very pleased with that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, was it everything that you thought it would be, writing a book, or were you just sometimes sitting there going, I'm never going to finish this damn thing?
No, it kind of wrote itself. It was really, I wrote it pretty fast, in about 4 months, and it was just something I guess had been boiling. In my, underneath for a long time. So it just kind of came out pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And, going back to your music for a moment, too, there's a lot of times where certain songs will be covered by somebody else. And, for instance, when George Michael covered Elton John's Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, I like that version better by George Michael. And I got to tell you, I've Done Everything for You. That's the other song my daughter loved because she would sing that word for word, and she loved that song. I'm not kidding you. You think I'm making this up? My daughters at 7 and 4 years old, when they were that age, they were just musically gifted in regards to just picking up music and liking it. And you know, it's nothing of a brain surgery type of stuff, but it is a science in a lot of respects. And I've done everything for you. I love your version a heck of a lot more than Sammy Hagar, and that's all due respect to the Red Rocker. But Rick Springfield, I've done everything for you. I think that's obviously a crowd favorite, isn't it?
Yeah. Sammy's a good guy, and he was actually really helpful when I first started out. So he, you know, we've seen each other on and off all through our careers, and he just sent me a bottle of private stock tequila. He wrote on it to Rick, "I've done everything. You've done everything for me. Love, Sammy." It was very cool.
Oh, that is sweet. Yeah, he makes good tequila, from what I hear. Do you have a little shot of that yet?
I didn't. No, I don't drink tequila, but I thought it was a cool souvenir, so I kept it.
That is cool, man. That is cool. You know, looking at your schedule, you've got so many concerts coming up here and whatnot. I know after Saturday, you're also going to be in California for a few dates, in Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Washington. You're all over the place here. Is there anything different nowadays? And, you know, let's face it, you know, we're all getting older and whatnot, but is there anything nowadays that is a little bit more difficult to do than what it was, say, back in the 80s and the 90s in terms of touring?
Other than getting out of bed, no. It's I love touring now. It's actually much more fun, and we do it. You know, it's not the hectic kind of crazy thing it used to be. It's you know, I can do it a little more to the speed that I enjoy now. You know, do a couple of shows, then go home, then do a couple more, and go home. And
cool.
Most people, after they've been doing it for a while, kind of love to get home in between some shows. You know, so you don't stay out on the road and become just some road pirate.
Arg. No, I hear that. Yeah. Now, I know you have a lot of time left because, you know, we've only had a certain amount of time with you. You're a busy guy, but I always like to play 3 crazy questions, if I may, with you. And I just want the first thing that comes to your head. Just go ahead and answer it that way, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. If I could spend 10 minutes with anybody, living or dead, that person would be?
God.
Ah, very nice. Yeah. We've had Jesus, Bob Marley, John Lennon, and God on the show from various people. And I think, you know what, and that's a great answer because, and just really quick, what would be that one question you would ask God if you had just one question to ask?
Why was the avocado seed so big?
You know,
seriously, you could fit a lot more avocado inside, but if the seed was just a bit smaller, it doesn't need to be that big.
That's the pits, man. I'll tell you, I really agree with you on that one. Oh, no pun intended. I had somebody ask me one time, say, if I could ask God a question, I'd say, why did he not put enough meat around our shin bone? So I think that's a great one, too. So, okay, here's another one for you. If I was going to the electric chair to be executed, my last meal would consist of?
Well, my wife's a staggering cook, so I'd probably have pecan turkey. She's amazing. She makes pecan turkey and sweet potatoes and peas. Wow. And a big bottle of wine. Wow. Actually, 4 big bottles of wine.
4 big bottles of wine? Why the hell not, right? You're going to the chair. Would there be some avocado as well on the side, I'm assuming, too? And
possibly, yeah.
That's cool. Okay, and here's the last one for you. When I hear this song, I always say to myself, damn, I wish I wrote that one. What is that song, Rick?
Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, great song. Yeah.
And pretty much any Beatles song.
Yeah. You'd probably be, probably another tax bracket too if that was the case. I would assume. Not that you're doing too bad nowadays, but no, Eleanor Rigby. That is such a great song. It's very haunting too. Because if you listen to the story and you think about it,
yeah. That's one that really leapt out of the radio at me when I first heard it. I was 15, 16 years old when that came out. I remember it leaping out of the radio, and I just spun my head around.
That's awesome. Rick, I wish we had some more time with you, but I do know that we're on a tight schedule. I was told ahead of time, we only got so much time. But, hey, you know what? I really, really do appreciate you coming on here and talking with us here on Rockin' the Mic on good old KQCK Radio. And I'm going to be at the concert on Saturday night. I'm taking my wife. As a matter of fact, our 20th wedding anniversary is next month. So I'm taking her to see Rick
Springfield. Well done. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir. Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, 20th on the 20th. How about that? August 20th, 20 years. So it worked out pretty good. I didn't think we'd make it to 20, so I thought if we got married like on August 1st, August 1st would have been okay. But no, that's a I hope I get a chance to see you or meet you just for a couple minutes, whatever. It'd always be great to get a chance to say hi to you in person and whatnot. So hopefully we can work it out. And the other thing I want to say before we go too is the great staff that you have working for you, like Sabrina and all the great people there, they are absolutely tremendous. I want to give them a big thumbs up and a big props to let them know and let you know you've got some fantastic and wonderful and sincere people and hardworking people who are dedicated to helping us out here at the radio station. Really, really are special, and I just wanted to let you know that on a public note here.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I agree. They're incredible, and I'll tell Sabrina that for sure. She's awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, in the last 30 seconds we got, how about a message for all the fans out there of Rick Springfield?
I love you deeply. Come and see us. We will rock you.
Nice. I like it, man. Hey, listen, continued success to you. Good health. Good luck out on the road. And again, I hope I get a chance to see you on Saturday, maybe in person for a couple minutes or whatever, and you take good care of yourself, okay, man?
Yep, thanks a lot. See you then.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Rick. All right, there you go. Rick Springfield. That's a great interview right there. I love Rick Springfield. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s or if you had any kind of time, back in the day, that was one that you definitely wanted to be around. So thank you to Rick Springfield right there. It was awesome to hear his voice, and had some good information there. I know that he's really, really busy. So I do thank Sabrina out there for helping me set that up. I thank Mr. Rick Springfield as well and all the great people involved with his camp. So that was Rockin' the Mic with Rick Springfield right here on KQCK Radio. We're coming back with some more stuff. Off the Top Rope Radio is next. Do not go away. We'll be right back with some more. So in the meantime, enjoy these great words from these awesome people.